Let me guess. You've tried every diet, downloaded every fitness app, and promised yourself this time will be different more times than you can count, right? Here's the brutal truth that the fitness industry doesn't want you to know. 95% of people who lose weight gain it all back within 2 years. Not because they lack willpower, but because they're following outdated, overcomplicated advice that sets them up for failure from day one, while everyone else is obsessing over keto, intermittent fasting, or the latest superfood trend. The people who actually transform their bodies and keep the weight off are doing something completely different. Something so simple it sounds almost too good to be true. What if I told you that losing 30 pounds and feeling genuinely confident by the end of 2025 doesn't require giving up your favorite foods, spending hours in the gym, or following some restrictive meal plan that makes you miserable? The scientific breakthrough that's changing everything isn't some new miracle ingredient or cutting-edge workout program. It's a systematic approach that focuses on just 2 numbers, eliminates decision fatigue, and works with your body's natural rhythms instead of against them. The best part? You can start seeing results within the first week, and by month 2, people will be asking what you're doing differently because the changes will be that obvious. Here's something most people won't tell you about alcohol elimination. It's not just about the calories you're drinking. It's about the cascade of poor decisions that follow every single glass. When someone consumes alcohol, their brain's decision-making center gets hijacked. And suddenly, that disciplined eating routine they've been following goes right out the window. Think about it. How many times have you seen someone order a salad for dinner? Then after a couple of drinks, they're reaching for the breadbasket, ordering dessert, or hitting up that late-night drive-thru. The alcohol doesn't just add empty calories to your daily intake. It literally rewires your brain's ability to stick to your calorie calculation and protein consumption goals. But here's where it gets really interesting. And this is backed by recent scientific studies. Alcohol disrupts your sleep quality in ways that most people don't realize. Even if you fall asleep easily after drinking, your body never reaches those deep, restorative sleep phases that are crucial for muscle recovery and fat burning. Your hormones get thrown completely off balance, making it nearly impossible to maintain that strategic hydration routine or stick to your planned meal timing. When you eliminate alcohol from your eating routine, you're not just removing liquid calories. You're giving your body the chance to naturally regulate hunger hormones, improve sleep quality, and make those smart food choices that align with your strength training goals and daily step counts. Here's where most fitness advice gets it completely wrong. They overcomplicate nutrition when the real magic happens with just 2 numbers: your calorie calculation and your protein intake. When someone multiplies their body weight by 12 or 11 to determine their daily calories, they're tapping into a method that's been validated by countless scientific studies, yet it remains surprisingly underused. The beauty of this approach lies in its simplicity. A 150-pound person needs roughly 1,650 to 1,800 calories daily, while their protein consumption should hit around 120 grams weight, x 0.8 grams minimum. This isn't some trendy diet hack. It's a foundational principle that allows your body to maintain muscle mass while creating the perfect environment for fat loss. What's fascinating is how this focus on calories and protein creates a psychological freedom that most people never experience with traditional dieting. Instead of obsessing over whether that avocado has too many carbs or if those almonds will spike insulin, you can be flexible with fats and carbohydrates however you want. As long as you hit those 2 critical targets, picture this. You could have oatmeal and berries for breakfast, a chicken salad for lunch, and even pasta for dinner, and still achieve incredible results because you're prioritizing what actually matters. This approach transforms your relationship with food from restrictive to strategic, setting the foundation for a sustainable eating routine that doesn't feel like punishment, but rather like an intelligent system designed for long-term success. The secret that separates successful transformations from failed attempts isn't willpower. It's timing, and most people get this completely backwards. When you establish specific meal times, eating your first meal 1 to 2 hours after waking and your last meal 3 to 5 hours before sleep, you're essentially programming your body's internal clock to work with you instead of against you. Think of it like training a pet. Your hunger hormones learn when to expect food and when to stay quiet. A person who wakes up at 7 a.m. should aim for breakfast around 8 to 9 a.m. and finish eating by 7 to 8 p.m. if they sleep at midnight. This isn't just about convenience. Recent scientific studies show that meal timing directly impacts your body's ability to process nutrients and maintain stable energy levels throughout the day. Now here's where the real magic happens. That protein-rich breakfast becomes your secret weapon for appetite control. When someone consumes at least 40 grams of protein first thing in the morning, they're essentially sending a signal to their brain that says, "We're well fed and satisfied." Picture starting your day with 3 eggs, Greek yogurt, and a protein smoothie instead of toast and juice. The difference in hunger levels throughout the day is absolutely remarkable. This high-protein breakfast works synergistically with your eating routine to create natural appetite regulation, making it easier to stick to your calorie calculation without feeling deprived. Your body begins to trust this consistent feeding schedule, which sets the stage for optimizing other crucial elements like your strategic hydration and exercise performance. Here's a hydration hack that most people completely overlook. Water isn't just about quenching thirst. It's about strategic timing that can literally control your appetite and boost your results. When you drink 500 milliliters of water first thing in the morning, you're kickstarting your metabolism and helping your body flush out toxins that accumulated overnight. But the real genius lies in drinking water before, during, and after meals. This isn't just some old wives' tale. It's backed by solid scientific studies showing that proper strategic hydration can increase feelings of fullness by up to 30%. Think about it. That glass of water before your protein-rich breakfast helps you feel satisfied faster, making it easier to stick to your calorie calculation without feeling like you're restricting yourself. What's truly fascinating is how this simple water strategy works in perfect harmony with your eating routine and meal timing. When someone drinks water consistently throughout the day, they're not just staying hydrated. They're creating a natural appetite suppressant that doesn't require any special ingredients or expensive supplements. Picture this. You wake up, drink your 500 milliliters of water, wait an hour, then have your high-protein breakfast. The water primes your digestive system. The protein keeps you satisfied, and suddenly you're not thinking about food until your next scheduled meal. This strategic approach to hydration becomes the invisible foundation that supports your strength training, helps you hit those 8,000 to 10,000 steps per day, and sets you up for better sleep quality at night. Here's what separates people who transform their bodies from those who just go through the motions. They understand that strength training 3 times per week isn't about becoming a bodybuilder, it's about becoming metabolically bulletproof. When you lift weights with proper rest periods, 3 minutes for compound movements like squats and deadlift, 2 minutes for isolation exercises like bicep curls, you're not just building muscle, you're creating a furnace that burns calories 24/7. Most people think cardio is the answer, but recent scientific studies reveal that muscle tissue burns significantly more calories at rest than fat tissue. A person who adds just 5 pounds of muscle to their frame will burn an extra 250 to 350 calories daily without doing anything different, making their calorie calculation work even more effectively. But here's where the magic really happens. Progressive overload combined with those daily 8,000 to 10,000 steps creates an unstoppable fat-burning combination. Progressive overload means adding weight or increasing repetitions each week, forcing your muscles to adapt and grow stronger. Picture this. Week 1, you're doing squats with 100 pounds for 8 reps. Week 2, you're doing 105 pounds for 8 reps, or 100 pounds for 10 reps. Meanwhile, you're hitting your step count by taking walking meetings, parking farther away, or even walking while watching your favorite series. This dual approach, strength training for muscle preservation and walking for active recovery, works synergistically with your protein consumption and eating routine to create a body that's constantly improving, setting the perfect foundation for optimal recovery and sleep quality. Here's the uncomfortable truth that most fitness gurus won't tell you. You can nail your calorie calculation, hit your protein consumption targets, and crush your strength training. But if your sleep sucks, you're essentially spinning your wheels in mud. Creating the perfect sleep environment isn't just about comfort, it's about optimizing the most powerful fat-burning and muscle-building process your body has. When you invest in blackout curtains, use sleep masks, and maintain an ideal room temperature, you're creating conditions for deep sleep phases where growth hormone peaks and your body repairs muscle tissue damaged during strength training. Think of your bedroom as a recovery laboratory. Every detail matters, from eliminating light pollution to ensuring proper ventilation that supports your body's natural temperature regulation. The real game changer lies in developing a consistent nighttime relaxation routine that signals to your brain it's time to shift into recovery mode. Taking a hot bath before bed isn't just relaxing. Scientific studies show it triggers a drop in core body temperature that naturally promotes sleepiness. When you maintain the same sleep and wake times daily, avoid screens for at least an hour before bed or use blue light blockers, and eliminate stressful conversations from your evening routine. You're programming your circadian rhythm for success. Picture this: 9 p.m. hot bath, 10 p.m. reading or light stretching, 10:30 p.m. lights out, 6:30 a.m. wake up. Every single day. This consistency works hand in hand with your strategic hydration and meal timing to create a powerful foundation that amplifies every other healthy habit, naturally leading to better nutrient absorption and more effective supplementation. Here's something that might surprise you. While the supplement industry pushes hundreds of products, there are really only two that make a measurable difference for most people's transformation goals. Creatine at 5 grams daily isn't just for bodybuilders. It's one of the most researched supplements in scientific studies, proven to preserve muscle mass during calorie restriction. While boosting performance during your strength training sessions, when you're following your calorie calculation and eating in a deficit, creatine acts like an insurance policy for your hard-earned muscle tissue. Think of it as giving your muscles extra fuel to maintain strength and power, even when your body is burning fat for energy. The beauty is its simplicity. Just 5 grams mixed in water, any time of day, and you're covered. The second piece of the puzzle involves vitamin D combined with K2, and this is where most people miss a crucial connection to their overall health and body composition goals. Adequate vitamin D levels aren't just about bone health. They're essential for optimal fat metabolism, muscle building, and even sleep quality. When someone has deficient vitamin D levels, which is incredibly common, their body struggles to utilize protein consumption effectively and may experience decreased performance during strength training. Adding K2 ensures that calcium gets directed to bones rather than soft tissues, creating a synergistic effect that supports your 8,000 to 10,000 steps per day routine and recovery processes. This targeted approach to supplementation works seamlessly with your eating routine and strategic hydration, setting the stage for accurate tracking and measurable progress in your transformation journey. Here's where most people sabotage their own success. They either track nothing or track everything obsessively, missing the sweet spot that actually drives results. Smart tracking isn't about becoming a data nerd. It's about collecting the right information that tells the real story of your transformation. When you weigh yourself daily but calculate weekly averages, you're eliminating the noise of water fluctuations and hormonal changes that can make single weigh-ins misleading. Picture this. Monday, you're 180 pounds. Tuesday, 182 pounds, panic mode. Wednesday, 179 pounds, celebration, but your weekly average shows a consistent 1 pound loss. This approach works beautifully with your calorie calculation and protein consumption tracking, giving you reliable data to make informed adjustments to your eating routine. The real magic happens when you combine weight tracking with body measurements and progress photos every 4 weeks, creating a complete picture that scales alone can't provide. Your waist circumference might drop 2 inches while the scale stays the same, indicating you're losing fat and gaining muscle. Exactly what you want from your strength training and progressive overload efforts. Adding blood work before and after your transformation provides scientific validation of internal improvements, better cholesterol, improved insulin sensitivity, optimized vitamin D levels. This comprehensive tracking system works synergistically with your strategic hydration and sleep quality improvements, creating accountability that naturally leads to deeper self-awareness and the kind of personal insights that come from maintaining a detailed transformation diary. Here's something that separates people who maintain their results from those who yo-yo back to old habits. They document the invisible journey, not just the visible changes. Keeping a transformation diary isn't about becoming obsessive. It's about developing the kind of self-awareness that makes long-term success inevitable. When you write down your emotions, challenges, and victories, you're essentially creating a roadmap of your psychological patterns that no amount of calorie calculation or protein consumption tracking can reveal. Think about it. Maybe you discover that stress at work triggers late-night snacking, or that skipping your Cafe DA protein-rich morning leads to poor food choices all day. This emotional intelligence becomes just as valuable as hitting your 8,000 to 10,000 steps or nailing your strength training sessions. What's truly powerful is documenting the unexpected benefits that emerge from your new eating routine and lifestyle changes. Most people start this journey focused on weight loss, but then they begin noticing improved energy levels, better relationships with food, increased confidence, and enhanced mental clarity. These psychological wins often become more motivating than the physical changes, especially during challenging periods when the scale isn't moving as expected. Picture writing entries like, Week 6, didn't lose weight this week, but realized I climbed 3 flights of stairs without getting winded. Or Month 2, Coworker commented on my energy levels during afternoon meetings. This practice of recording both struggles and victories creates a powerful feedback loop that reinforces your new identity, naturally leading to the kind of mindset shifts that make transformation permanent rather than temporary. Here's the psychological shift that determines whether your transformation sticks or becomes another failed attempt. It's not about changing what you do. It's about changing who you are. When someone switches their language from "I can't drink alcohol" to "I don't drink," they're not just playing word games. They're rewiring their brain's identity system. Scientific studies in behavioral psychology show that identity-based statements create stronger neural pathways than restriction-based ones. Think about it. I can't implies temporary sacrifice and willpower, while I don't reflects a core characteristic of who you are. This same principle applies to every aspect of your transformation. Instead of "I'm trying to eat more protein," you become someone who says "I prioritize protein consumption because that's what healthy people do." The real breakthrough happens when you combine this change in identity, verbal with consistent visualization and mental rehearsal of your new behaviors. Picture yourself confidently preparing that protein-rich breakfast, enjoying your strength training sessions, and naturally choosing to hit those 8,000 to 10,000 steps daily. This isn't wishful thinking. It's programming your subconscious mind to make these choices automatic rather than effortful. When you mentally rehearse cooking healthy meals, saying no to alcohol, and maintaining your eating routine, you're creating neural pathways that make these behaviors feel natural and inevitable. This identity shift works synergistically with your tracking efforts and diary keeping, creating a self-reinforcing cycle where your actions align with your making weight maintenance feel effortless rather than like a constant battle against your old self. So here's the question that will define the next 12 months of your life. Are you going to continue being the person who always has an excuse ready, or will you become someone who finally takes action? Because let's be honest, you just received a complete, scientifically proven plan that has already transformed thousands of people. It's no longer about not knowing what to do or not having enough time. It's about a simple choice. Do you want to be the same person a year from now, looking in the mirror with the same regrets? Or do you want to be someone completely different, confident, and proud of the transformation you've achieved? The painful truth is that most people who watch this far will close this video, feel a spark of motivation for a few minutes, and then go right back to the exact same habits that brought them here. They'll find a perfect excuse. "I'll start on Monday. Now isn't a good time." Or "I need to get more organized first." But you're not like most people, are you? Because if you were, you wouldn't have watched until the end. You have something different inside you. A flame that hasn't completely burned out yet. Here's what I want you to do right now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Choose one strategy from this video and implement it today. It could be eliminating alcohol for 30 days, calculating your caloric and protein needs, or simply drinking 500 milliliters of water when you wake up. One action today, because the person you want to become doesn't wait for perfect motivation. They act even when they don't feel like it. But here's something even more important. This transformation doesn't happen alone. You need constant knowledge, updated strategies, and regular reminders of why you started this journey. That's exactly why you need to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell right now. Because while you're building your new identity, I'll be here every week with new insights, updated scientific studies, and advanced strategies that will accelerate your results. If you really want to change your life, subscribe now and turn on notifications. Because the transformed version of yourself is waiting on the other side of your next decision. And that decision, it happens in the next 10 seconds. The final question is, 12 months from now, will you thank yourself for taking action today? Or will you regret letting another opportunity slip by? The choice is yours. The moment is now.